This tepid thriller tells a story about Doc Rollins, a Christian preacher and blogger who deliberately infuriates Muslims at a conference on religion in Egypt. He then gets kidnapped by Hezbollah and winds up in prison in Iran, accused of being an American spy. His wife Liz, who works for US State Department, then goes to Iran to try to free him. This movie has almost 3 different themes. It's kind of Christianity-based film. It's also a hostage thriller drama, and in the big finale, an action movie. Balancing all 3 of those things proves tricky, as it occasionally seems to jerk from one to the other a bit abruptly. All of this could have made for a compelling film, were the director to pick a tone and commit to it. Doc Rollins' ordeal could allow for a genuine examination of the flawed legal system in a place like Iran. Or perhaps the film could follow Liz as she desperately navigates governmental red tape to find out if her husband is even still alive. Or maybe the film could settle in on a series of conversations between Doug and Ramsey, with their differing worldviews coming to the forefront. Any of these narrative avenues could have improved this movie. Instead, this movie is so scattershot that it never quite comes together. The most promising part of this movie is actually the hostage thriller drama. It's decent spy thriller with death and danger around every corner. But the movie fails to zero in on the best part of the story, and instead spends too much time trying to say too much about too many other topics. The director is trying to do too much, likely due to his desire to create a film that runs counter to Hollywood's narrative, which stresses the oppressive history of Christianity and the United States' misguided intervention in the Middle East. The result is a busier than it needs to be hodgepodge of thoughts and ideas that never quite gel into a tightly wound narrative. There's a lot of weight for one film to carry, and the story buckles under the strain. This movie also stumbles in its storytelling. The director seems to make some odd decisions. Early scenes in the movie focus on the daughter of Doug's Muslim friend disappearing. That whole subplot is dropped, then brought back awkwardly in the last act. More details should be provided on the Underground Railroad-esque operation too, as that's the most fascinating aspect of the film. We don't really know much about the people who keep stepping forward to assist Liz as well. The biggest mistake, however, is the action-packed ending that's out of place with everything that has come before. In the end, like so many similar films before it, this movie seems less focused on its actual thematic goals than what it's actively trying not to be.